Okay, so this is just a quick addition to the video I just put out before related to the coronavirus and how sort of GOCC have been talking about it. So what I was just going to say is that if you want to find out what's happening, basically, I know I had those links in the description of some pages that I found. But what I'm going to do is just show you how you can find out sort of that, the best information. So basically, if you go on YouTube, I just want to give you some examples of what happens when you try to search for this. So basically, if you, in a search, the search that I put in where I found these particular videos, because what it is, I saw a video which was talking about leaked footage of coronavirus. I thought, okay, let me just put a search in of that. And basically, because what it was someone was commenting about it. So I thought it was pointless me watching a video about someone commenting. I might as well go and find some actual sort of videos myself. And here's the interesting thing about it is that if you go through the list of results, what you'll notice is that if you look at the American news reports, like New York Times, notice that their headlines are always more emotional and spectacular. And this is the thing, this is something Americans are good at. So you have to be careful of these like spectacular sort of headlines. But one thing I've noticed is that this South China Morning Post, their headlines will actually be more sensible. So essentially, as you go through here, you might as well just ignore all the American ones, because all they're after is just like views, basically. So they'll put any kind of spectacular headline, in order to just get people to go there. So this South China, I have to admit, I haven't actually looked at any of the videos from South China Morning Post, because I have to admit, the way I usually choose what videos I watch is I avoid the ones with the ticks, because obviously those companies are like professional. So they actually sort of care about getting views more than they do about the accuracy of their stories usually. So look at that. The whistleblower doctor is a hero. That's obviously CNN. So I'm just going to show you how I might. What I should say is essentially to find the actual decent ones which might be worthwhile, you have to actually keep scrolling for quite a while, and eventually, this 2020 Super Channel, the videos on there are okay because they seem to be live, sort of real footage. But the problem with them I found is that they're a bit scattered all over the place. So you don't get a coherent story from actually watching these particular ones. So you can look at these ones if you want, just because the footage is more real than any of the American ones. But I just want to show you that you really have to keep looking hard to actually find anything decent about coronavirus. And it takes a lot of scrolling. But essentially what I'm saying is this is how I found that particular what is it? Yeah, documentary. And you see, it's amazing how much the money channels, they've literally taken over YouTube. So it's actually hard to find like decent information on here anymore. Yeah, see, look, videos that proves, but it's India Times, isn't it? So of course they're going to be coming up with a spectacular story because they just want to make some money. That's interesting. What I've noticed is that that actual, it looks like it's gone. The actual, documentary. Because it's the same search I put in to find it. And for some reason now I'm doing exactly the same search I did before. And basically that documentary's gone. And the thing about it is, as far as I'm concerned, that documentary is one of the most sort of truthful things that I've watched relating to it, because it was showing real people. And yet, isn't it funny that that documentary is the one thing that's disappeared, and all we have is just all this rubbish news instead? Okay, well, that's a shame. So looks like decent videos relating to coronavirus have actually gone from YouTube now, and all that's left is just basically rubbish. But anyway, so let's leave the rubbish of YouTube. So the other thing you can do if you want to find real information about the coronavirus is we just go to the old enemy, which is, of course, Google. And the search that I put in, because this is how I found the live science page. Let's just ignore all them. And what you should do, you should always make sure whatever you look for that it's actually a scientific. Yeah. So like this, well. Yeah, I actually, so this particular one, I did actually, read through this, and this is very technical, which is good. And yeah, here we go, live science. So this livescience.com seems to be the best site at the moment. So forget all the news sites, they just talk rubbish. But what you need to find is any site which, is related to actual science. Because the scientists, they're not in it to sort of be making big money. You don't see scientists going around in big mansions and sort of driving Bentleys and stuff like that. So scientists are there to actually try to, obviously they're trying to save the world the best they can with what little help they get from the rich people. So basically just go to any science site. But like I say, I found this live science, and it's funny enough, even live science isn't showing up that much either. Yeah, because you're going to get to a lot of pages which just have rubbish on them. So I think the easiest thing to do is just give up on all of them that are out there and just go to this live science site, because that's the best one I've found. And just look at the different stories they have relating to it. Because as far as I can see, these guys, I don't think these guys want to lie, because they're scientists, because they don't, they're not going to make any big amount of money from making stuff up. So for scientists, truth matters more than lies, because if it's truth and it works out that what they said was true, then that actually helps them to actually become a better scientist and maybe get a better job as well. But with news reporters, the better lies they can come out with is how they get a better job. So this is one of the big differences between them. But I would say literally just stick with this particular live science site, and just because the best part is they do have the like I showed you yesterday, they've got it was yesterday, where they actually have the up-to-date information. So if you want to know what's happening up today, and I can't remember where that page is now. Yeah, right, there you go. I think it's the live updates one. Alright, so it's 111,000 now. It was 109,000 before. So it's going up. Yeah, see, the update, now it's the 9th of March. So yesterday it was the 8th. And they give you like the new figures. So basically, forget the news stories, forget YouTube, and I'd say definitely watch that documentary, and then just come to this life science page, and that's it, and your job's done. No point wasting your time going to anywhere else. Might as well just see what the scientists are saying, and definitely, of course, avoid GOCC, because they're not going to give you anything like what these guys are doing. So if you actually want to find out what's going on, so like I know in England it was 209 yesterday, I think. Let's see what it is today. Oh, it's still 209. Okay. Yeah, well, that's nice. So we don't seem to have got any more people infected. Actually, I think these numbers are the same, so I don't think these have been updated. Well, anyway, if you go back and watch the old video, you'll see if the numbers have changed or not. But as I say, poor Italy's still getting hammered, but that number hasn't gone up. I remember that number. I'm sure the South Korea one's the same as well. So maybe this doesn't update, but I think the part that updates is here. Yeah, so these are the parts you have to, because this number's changed. Because before it was 109,000, now it's 111,000. But I wonder how many have recovered. I don't know if it'll tell you. Oh, 62,000. Yeah, that's gone up, isn't it? Because it was 60,000 before, I think. So this is what I like about this site, the way it gives you live numbers as the days go by. So definitely, if you want news, come to this site and forget everywhere else. Basically, it's just a complete waste of time. And like I say, definitely avoid GOCC as well. Okay, thanks for watching, and hopefully you won't end up catching any of this. And even if you do, that you're young enough to survive it anyway. Okay, see you. Bye.